Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be looking at buying a lens from eBay. Is it worth doing? Can you still do it without any problems, or is it better to just buy your lenses and gear new? Also, I want to take a look at this charger from Amazon and see if it's any good. I ordered it and there's something I didn't know about it that I wish I had before I ordered it. So hang out and let's talk about it. I've heard some horror stories about buying lenses and camera gear off of eBay. A lot of times the stuff is ragged, is what I hear. I've never really experienced that, but I've heard about stuff being ragged, lenses having mold in them, just torn up, broken, or in really rough condition. I needed a lens for my new camera because none of the Makey lenses I had are working for it. At least the autofocus isn't working. And the only lens I have for it is the kit lens, the 20-60 3.5 kit lens. I think it's like 3.5 to 5.6 or something. I may be wrong. I don't remember. But it's not the lens that I typically want to use. It's a great lens, but I'd like to have a faster one. So I got on there and there was an auction for a 24mm. I had been looking at the 24mm 7 Artisans, but I was worried about the same thing happening that happened with the Makey. TT Artisans is not part of the L-Mount Alliance. Therefore, that's a third-party lens and it could stop working at any point. I really wouldn't have much recourse. So I was a little scared of that. That's when I found this lens on eBay. It was a Lumix lens, a 24mm 1.8, very good lens. The one I really wanted, but it's running still, I think it's a few years old, but it's still running at about $800 to $900 new. This is the kind of bidder I am. I'm the kind that will set I see something I want, I see when the auction ends, and I set my alarm to tell me when the auction ends. But I set it for about 20 minutes beforehand. I waited, I counted down until it was in the last minute. There was 30 seconds left, and I overbid on it by $100, and I won the lens for $400. By the time I paid the eBay fees and everything, it was, I think, $450 something with tax and fees and all that. So I was really excited. The lens said that it was in mint condition, but did not have the box or the lens hood, which is fine with me. I don't normally use lens hoods and I can print them on my 3D printer if I need one. I was excited to get it. The seller was really good. They sent it the very next day. I had tracking the day that I bought it. It actually started moving the very next day and it's here now. We're gonna open it right here. I don't think this guy was like a store, like he sold a lot of stuff. He did have a 50mm Lumix lens on there too, and I thought about getting it. It was like 200 something bucks. I honestly wanted the 24-60, but that is out of stock everywhere. On first look here, that's exactly what it's supposed to be. I don't see any problems with this lens at all. It's got the cap on it. It's got the front cap on it. No lens hood, which was stated in the ad. Looking through it, I don't see anything inside of it. Looks super clean. You guys can see it there. It's exactly what I expected, and I am super stoked about it. I'm gonna take it and we're gonna shoot a couple pictures, see what it looks like. For the 1.8, I know I'm late to review this lens, and this is actually the first lens I've ever reviewed in my life. So take it easy on me. Hopefully you guys will hang out and see if I mess it up or do anything like that. I'm probably gonna miss something or not do something right, and that's okay because we're learning, right? I'm excited about this. This is a lens that I think everybody should have in their bag, whether you're doing video or photography. For me, it's a must because I'm in a pretty tight studio. I've looked at a few reviews of this lens already, and I'm wildly impressed for what it is. So let's get to it. I've always wanted to make one of these goofy autofocus videos where I get to jump around in and out of frame. As we watch myself move around, flailing my arms with cat-like precision, we can see that the autofocus is fairly sticky. Actually, out of 100, I'd give it probably a 99%. There was only a couple of times where it didn't quite catch me, and it could be that it just did not like my face. Now, as I perform these intricate dances and techniques that I'm sure you guys will be writing me later wanting to learn, asking me how did I get so ballerina-like. It's like I'm a trained specialist. Here's a move I learned back when I was in high school taking drama. The minimum focus distance on this lens seems to be really short, because I almost had my nose right against the glass right there and it didn't lose me. And yeah, that's it. So autofocus definitely passed the test on this one. All right, let's do a couple of tests. Here's the Lumix 24mm wide open at 1.8. You can see the center is already very sharp, which is impressive for a lens this fast. There's a little bit of vignetting around the corners, which is totally normal, and contrast is slightly lower than it will be stopped down, but overall, this is a clean, bright image. Even the fine detail in the center pattern holds together nicely for being wide open. At f2.5, sharpness jumps noticeably. The center lines are cleaner, contrast is stronger, and most of that wide open vignetting is already gone. You can see the lens tightening up here. This is where it really starts to show what it's capable of. The fine detail holds together almost perfectly, and there's a nice boost in overall clarity compared to f1.8. At f5, the image is basically razor sharp across the entire frame. The contrast is perfect, and all the fine black and white lines stay distinct all the way to the edges. Any hint of vignetting or softness from the wider aperture is gone. This is about as good as it gets for this lens, clean, crisp, and extremely consistent. Now, at f8, this lens is performing at its best. Everything is tack sharp, center, edges, even the corners. Contrast is excellent, and the fine lines stay crisp all the way across the frame. This is that classic sweet spot for sharpness before diffraction starts to creep in. Honestly, you couldn't ask for a cleaner result than this. At f16, everything's clean and detailed, but you can see a bit of that fine texture start to soften. That's diffraction doing its thing. And for most real-world shots, you never even notice it. But compared to f8, you can tell micro contrast takes a small hit. Still, totally usable aperture if you need the extra depth of field. Okay, all right, that was fun. I really enjoyed that. That was really cool. It was nice to test my own lens and just see how good it was. It looked great. It was a great one to test too. I didn't say anything about chromatic aberration because honestly, I didn't see any. There's no telling what'll happen when it uploads to YouTube though. It does compress it, so hopefully you don't see any either, but I didn't see any when I was looking at it in Lightroom. Now, as promised, this battery charger. But first, if you stuck with me this whole way, then you're a trooper. I really appreciate it. Do me a favor, hit the like button if you like this content, hit the subscribe button if you want to see more. This is a secondary channel for me. I have another channel. If you like tech reviews and tech content, then you should join me over there. Look down in the description and I'll share that address with you. I really just do the camera stuff because I love cameras. I've got a video that just crossed 210,000 views over there. I'll link that down in the description too. I just do cameras because I really truly love them. I don't know whose channel I saw this on, but I wish I could remember whose it was, because that's what made me want it. It looked really cool. I'll tell you what I thought this was. I thought it was kind of like an iPod case or like the DJI microphones, where the case has a battery in it and charges the batteries as well. It's for the camera. So this is supposed to fit Panasonic batteries. I thought you put the batteries in the case and you charge the case, and the case would keep the batteries topped off until you needed them, which would be a great idea. But after I ordered it, I did a little digging and a little research and realized that is not what it is. And I think you'll see how I made that mistake. I'm sure it's not the first mistake I'll make, and I'm positive it won't be my last. But I think you guys can relate once you see what this thing looks like. There we go. So it opens like that. So you open it like this. I guess it's llano, and you can't tell me this case doesn't look like exactly what I thought it was. It looks like you get a little bag and a charging cable and a lanyard, which we don't need any of that stuff. I thought this was a battery case, and I can tell you right now by holding it, it isn't. All right, it's super light. It does store a card in there, which is nice. I don't think there's anything electronic that happens with a card. It's just a slot to put it in. I would need more than one card. Let me make sure. Put these in there. There you go. It does tell you on the outside how much power each one has, but it doesn't charge them without being plugged in, which, I mean, it's a nice looking case, but it's really not any different than this little thing that I got right here. I mean, you put two batteries in there and it charges them when you plug it in, and this thing costs like $8. on Amazon. This thing cost $60. It's definitely my fault for not reading it. Like I said, though, I don't want anybody else to make the same mistake. It does look like it would charge them. To me, if I'm crazy, then just say so in the comments. It doesn't. So I like it. It seems like it's made of quality. This door on the top's a little flimsy. I don't really like that. I wish I had more spring in it. It's definitely fancy looking, but since it doesn't actually do anything other than what that does, I think this actually takes up more space in my bag. I may hold on to it. It does look nice. I don't know what purpose it serves. But anyway, if you're gonna get one of these, at least be informed. I'm not saying you should or you shouldn't. It just depends on if you need a case for your batteries that also charges them. It just doesn't charge them if it doesn't have a power source. Now we know. Look down in the description if you want to grab yourself a Lumix 24mm 1.8 lens. There is an affiliate link down there. It doesn't cost you any extra to click it. It just pays me a little bit of commission for recommending it to you and for testing it, and that all comes out of Lumix's side, not from yours. All right, it's perfectly free for you, and it's a great way to support this new channel for me. Thank you so much. I'll see you tomorrow.